Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with Zook Stitch, and today is actually Monday, May 22nd, 2023. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you are here spending part of your day or your evening with me, and I appreciate all of you. This is Simon. It is about 11:15 a.m. I took today off of work. I did have to teach, so I just finished teaching over Zoom. And I'm home. I got home about a little after between 1:30 and 2 a.m. Went right to bed and had to get up and teach this morning. And I wanted to film right away. And then I'm going to be honest, I'm going to go take a nap this afternoon. That's mostly why I took today off work. I'm like, I'm going to need a nap. But I'm home. I missed you all. And I missed Simon and Jack. I will insert a picture because there's going to be a lot of editing in this video, but I will insert a picture here of the greeting that I got when I got home. Simon came right up to me and was sweet as ever, and Jack came down, sat at a distance, and gave me a judgmental look. But that's okay. I deserved it. I had such a wonderful time on my trip. It was so great. It was so full of so much goodness. This video will be primarily a recap video of Stitching in the Wild retreat that I just got back from. And then on Saturday, I'll do a more regular Flosstube update. So this is kind of a special edition, if you will. Simon is here. He is going to be very clean. And don't worry, I think Jack forgave me. He was, snuggling with me and purring with me after that picture that I took of him right when I got home. So several of you at the retreat said, we want to see more of Jack and Simon. Well, here's Simon. He has kind of not left my side since I got home, which is fine. I love it. Let's be honest. But let's back up a little bit. My thing is, you can't tell. It's covered in cat hair all of a sudden because we are petting you, aren't we? So before I went to the retreat, I actually flew to Denver for my niece's college graduation. She graduated with a degree in environmental engineering. Way over my head. She is brilliant. I am so incredibly proud of her. And I'm going to insert a couple pictures here with her permission. She gave me permission to share these. One of her and I immediately following the graduation. And the other one is of these temporary tattoos that she and I did together. Mine has held up really well, actually. How am I going to do this? It's wild. Come on, Simon. It's wildflowers. I'm kind of loving it right there. And don't tell my mom and dad, but I think I might want to get a tattoo. We'll see. It's fun. It's actually lasted a really long time. It's just wildflowers, and I would want to get like a little kitty cat on it or something like that. But anyway, so those pictures you will have seen by now. So I am so proud of her. She worked so hard, so very, very hard. And so she is set up, and she will have a job. Well, she probably already has the job. We'll be starting that later this summer. And yeah, we just had a really great time. Lots of family time. There were 7 people staying in my parents' house, which is not common for us. I know that doesn't sound like a lot to people who come from large families. We're a very small family, and so 7 people staying in one house is a lot for us. But it was so fun. We had so much family time. Yeah, it was really, really great. It poured raining on her graduation day. So we had my parents threw a big graduation party for her at their house. So she went to school in the same town in Fort Collins, Colorado, where my parents live. And so they threw a big graduation party for her, and I got to meet a bunch of her college friends, which was super fun. I met her best friend, which is super fun. And her best friend's older sister is a stitcher and has cats, so we chatted. It was just really, really great, and it was so wonderful to see and spend that good quality time with family. Off the table here, so pardon that. But yeah, it was a really great trip. Flights were smooth. Everything went on time and everything. I left at 5 a.m. was my flight time, which I say I'll never do again, but we'll see. Everything was on time. The flights, well, when I left Denver, I had a layover in Pittsburgh to go to Fort Lauderdale for the retreat. And I was delayed like an hour and a half, which just made for a longer day, but that wasn't that big of a deal. I was kind of complaining about it because I was really excited to get to the retreat and, you know, all that. But like really an hour and a half delay is no big deal. Like I didn't miss a connection, right? And that's kind of the worst case. Well, not the worst case, but you know what I mean. So, and coming home, everything was on time. I think we were maybe 10 minutes delayed. So I flew home. I flew from Fort Lauderdale to Denver, and our flight from Denver to Portland was delayed like 10 minutes. So it was no big deal, and I think they made that up in the air. So everything was pretty much on time. It was very smooth. Luggage, all that worked out great. I am tired. Like I said, I got home late last night and had to wake up this morning to teach. But I'm grateful to have the teaching gig. So, so stitching in the wild, and I'll be talking mostly about that in this video. It was phenomenal. It was like I made a post in the Stitching in the Wild group. I was like, my heart and my luggage is fuller than when I left. It was amazing. I think they said there were like 90 people there. I had a great table. My table mates were Candy and Andrea, Shelly, who is Oh My Ada on Flosstube. She hasn't posted in a while, and Joanne. So that was my table. It was so wonderful. I met people I've been chatting to online. I actually got to meet. I had never met Gary and Ronnie in person, so I got to meet them. Joy Lisa, I got to meet. Just so much. Miss Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch and her friend Donna. I wasn't going to name names because I know I'm going to forget people. It was just my friend Karen. Like, literally, I came out with 90 new friends. And it was just, I could hear the people at my table. I had, because it was a bit of a smaller retreat, like, I actually got to have conversations with people, which I loved. Like, we could sit down and we could chat, and I actually got stitching done. So it was, and I'll talk more about that, but like, the people are just, I have no words. Like, amazing. It was amazing. It was just what I'm tearing up. I'm not a crier, especially not, I'm an angry crier. When I cry when I get angry, not when I get like happy or sentimental, but like I am tearing up thinking about it because it was just, I didn't want to leave. You know, like I know you have to leave, right? And you appreciate it because you do have to leave, but I just can't say enough. Nancy, who frogged my Haid for me, my frogging angel, I call her. There were so many people that were just so wonderful, and I had such great conversations with. So that's the overview. How about that? That's the overview. Fantastic. Planning on going again next year. It's going to be in Alabama next year, which may be a little more difficult for me to get to, just in terms of like, you know, airport and that type of thing. But we'll worry about that later. But yeah, I would 100% go again. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was so much fun. So for today, I'm going to save my Q&A from my last video before I left on my trip for Saturday, and we can have a discussion about that. So I'll skip over the Q&A for now. I did do a little stitching before my trip, which I want to show you today because it just kind of fits in my brain. So basically, just a couple of pieces to show you. Okay, so before I left on my trip, I worked on Spring Montage by Janet Stever, charted by Pain Free Crafts. This is my seasonal Sunday piece. I worked on it 2 days because I was trying to make up, because I wanted to get 4 days in this month. And so I was kind of making up for the days when I was gone on my trip, because I didn't want to take this piece on my trip. This is not a piece I would travel with, just for me, because it's just big and I have to concentrate, and I don't want to say very, it's quite confetti heavy. But here is where I'm at. So I did a bunch of fill-in down here, as you can see. So we are kind of starting to move over here, which is really nice. Here, let me hold it still so you can actually see it. So you see the cherry blossoms are starting to come in. There's a few gaps down here. So I will, next time I pull this out, I'll probably fill in these little gaps here and kind of fill in some of this and then maybe go back up to the top and start working my way that way. In the 2 days, I got 814 stitches in, and I started at 1.44%, and after the 2 days, I am now at, my goal was to be at 2%. I'm at 1.99%. I don't pay as much attention to I pay attention to the time, not so much the number of stitches or the percentage. But I was like, oh, I hope I can get to, by the end of the 2 days, I should be able to get to 2%. And then when I stopped, because I was like, oh, I need to go to bed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really, it's 1.99%. I'd already put everything away. So I was like, you couldn't stitch like another, 10 minutes to get another 0.01%. No, apparently I couldn't. But anyway, that's spring montage, and I'm excited to pull that out again and get another couple days on it yet before the end of this month. I also worked on Early Bird Bouquet. This is, you've seen this a lot. This is in Cross Stitcher magazine. This is issue 342 from April 2019. This is what the cover looks like. And the piece, well, let me show you what all three will look like. So I finished this one last year, and I have these two to work on. I actually was able to finish this one. So now I just have this one to do, start and finish. And I'm counting that, I will count that, that's one finish. When I get all three of them done, that is one finish. So this one is on my year of whips to finish, but I said, I will consider this a finish once all three pieces are done, because I think of it as a set. So this is on my whip list. This is only counts as one project. And here she is. All done, backstitched, everything. How cute is this? I love it, love it, love it. And I will probably finish it in a hoop like they have, maybe. I don't know if I'll paint the hoops or maybe stain them. I think a nice warm wood look would be really pretty. Even the natural color of a lot of those hoops I actually really like. So I'm not quite sure how I will FFO these. But it's done. Here, let me hold this up a little bit closer and stiller for you. This one took me 20 hours. The book says 10 hours. The magazine says it will take you 10 hours to complete. Yeah, it took me 20. And I didn't really even have to frog that much. I think maybe I'm just kind of slow, or maybe their estimates are off. Maybe they're super fast. I don't know, but I'm super happy to have that done. So one more to go and that project is finished. And then the other piece that I worked on, which I will show you in a minute, is the StitchCon 2022 piece. But I also worked on that a lot at the retreat, so I'll show that to you in just a minute here. But during the retreat, oh no, wait. Before I went to the retreat, I didn't get much stitching done at my parents' house, but I actually expected I wouldn't get any. And there was one night after everybody left. My niece is actually staying with my parents for the summer while she, finds housing with her roommates and, gets settled in her job and all that. So she is staying with my parents. So after everybody had left, and it was her and myself and my parents, I think we had a couple of evenings, I think, together. The last evening I was there, we decided to watch a movie together as a family. And during that movie, they said they didn't mind if I cross-stitch. I always ask, and they always kind of giggle at me. They're like, yeah, of course, just stitch. But I'm like, well, I don't know. Sometimes people think you're not paying attention. You know what I mean? But I have to do something with my hands while I'm watching any type of TV or movie. So we watched the movie Hidden Figures, which I know is an older movie at this point. I had never seen it. Loved it. It was great. And it's not too long. I think it's just over an hour and a half, maybe. It's very, very good. So I worked on 1544 Band Sampler by Works by ABC. This, sorry about the glare, this is a gift from my friend Andrea, and it was kitted up by Garon Stitchery. This is showing in reds. They kitted it up in blues, which is my favorite color. And I am Where am I? I'm up here. I'm like up here in this area. I brought it because for some reason I thought my friend Andrea was going to bring it to Stitching in the Wild, and she didn't, but she's like, well, you should have told me. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of should have, shouldn't I? I didn't. I just had it in my mind like, oh, she's probably going to bring it. No, she didn't bring it. So I worked on this while we watched the movie, and then I didn't pull it out again. But I got this row done here, and then this done. And that's what I got done during the movie. So all of this was done before. So that row, and then that. So this is, I don't know if I have what it's on. I think it's like a 27 count witch hold, maybe banding. I'll have to look. But it was fun to pull this out. Oh, and I'm stitching this. It was kitted up for me, all in Classic Colorworks Chester's Blue. Look how pretty that is. So I love it. It's a nice, like, it goes quick, right? Because you're just going, what, 5-6 inches across and down. So I love this one. I think it's so pretty, and I was happy to pull that out. I don't know when it will come back out again this year, but I'm assuming I'm hoping that Melanie will do Year of Whips again next year, because that one will be on my list for Year of Whips. I have already started a tentative list for next year for Year of Whips. Okay, so then we get to the retreat. And for the retreat, I had a new start, and this start is for Mental Health Care May, which is hosted by Candy, the 614 Stitcher, who I will link down below for you. And she does this every May, and she gives a lot of facts and information, and she shares a lot of her personal story with mental health as well on her channel. So definitely go check her out. And I thought this piece, I bought it at, I think it was a Nashville release. It's called Trust the Universe by the Snowflower Diaries. And I think it's just really, really beautiful. And so I started it because Candy was at my table, and I was like, oh, this would be a fun start for, at the retreat. So it's a retreat start, but it's also for a Mental Health May. And I did it with Candy there. I am leaving out, this is like a red line under the word trust. I'm leaving that line out. I asked my table mates like what they thought, and they're like, well, none of the other words are underlined. And I know that they're trying to emphasize trust, but I'm like, I was thinking about leaving it out. My table mates agreed, like, yeah, just leave it out. It should be fine. So let me show you my start on this. So this is on a Fortnite fabric that I had in my stash. It is a 32 count cresting wave, and it's a Lugana, I'm sure. And so this is where I got to. So I feel pretty good about that progress. I don't know how much time I got, like maybe 4 hours on it. I worked on it a couple of days at the retreat. And so, I mean, I'll have plenty of leftover. It's not going to be this big. I have plenty of leftover fabric. And this is just a good, pretty light fabric that I thought the colors would look really nice on. So I got the trust, part of the border, this flower, and the bird. I don't know if the bird is fully done, but nearly. And I forgot, so my last video, I checked my mail after I posted the video, but this needle minder, Mental Health Care Matters, is from my sweet friend Debbie, who sent this as a gift for Mental Health May, which is super, super sweet of her. And I was just bummed that, like, oh my gosh, I opened the mail after I posted that video. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to wait like a couple of weeks to even show it. But I wanted to make sure I showed it. And it's perfect for starting using it on this piece, which was my Mental Health May start. My plan when I finish this is to have it in my office, because I work with college students who are a little, I love them, but they're a little high strung sometimes, which I get. I mean, I was too, right? Like, they're embarking on their careers, and it can be overwhelming, and, you know, they're just a little high strung. So I know it's hard to, like, trust the universe when you're type awesome, as I call it, type A. But I think it's a good reminder, because the universe kind of knows what it's doing. So that's my goal on that one. So that's Trust the Universe, my new start. Band sampler I showed you. And then you all are going to be shocked at what I pulled out. This is also for Mental Health Care May. Candy said, why don't you bring it and we'll stitch on it together? Because she was going to start this. And I don't want to spoil anything for her video. But I pulled out Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches. It says, oh, my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches, too. I love it. I love this colorful border. I love the saying. The flowers and the bird. And look, the fence is a little broken up. I started this. Let's see if I can tell you when I started this. Because, like, I started it and then put it away and haven't pulled it out since. And I don't know why. Because I do really like it. I guess I don't know when I started it. But it's been like 2 or 3 years since I started it. So, let me show you. So, I did get quite a bit of work done on this at the retreat. So, let me show you. This was one of those, like, last-minute texting the night before I was packing, like, oh, bring this, right? So, I had the flower done, and then I put it away for 2 or 3 years. And so, and I had part of this leaf done, not entirely. And so, I pulled it out the retreat. I finished this leaf. I was able to start on this flower here. Did this leaf, did this flower. And I've fallen back in love with it. I don't know why I wasn't working on it. This is one of those that you kind of have to take stock of, right? Like I do that at the end of every year. The pieces I didn't touch, I kind of have to ask myself, okay, why aren't you touching this? Is it because you don't like it? Is it the fabric? Is it the floss? What is it? And this is one of those that I'm like, no, I really like it. I just need to work on it. And I'm so glad that Candy suggested that I bring it because it kind of was like, why haven't I been working on this? This is another one that will go on my year of whips for next year. So I'm really, really glad. I mean, there's still a long way to go. This is on a 32 count Lugana by Bestitch Me called Outback Jack. So that was fun to pull out. Oh, and this needle minder was a gift. I'll have to look who gave that to me because I can't remember right now. From Stitching in the Wild. Someone was handing those out. So I will have to look. But that is Beautiful Things. And I actually worked on that quite a bit at the retreat. So thank you, Candy, for suggesting that I bring that. Okay. Like I said, I worked a lot on StitchCon 2022. This is on my year of whips for this year. This is designed by Sue Hillis last year for StitchCon. And I think it's really, really cute. Candy has been saying that, you know, her goal is to finish this before StitchCon this year, before she goes to StitchCon this year. And I thought, you know, that's a really good goal to have, kind of as a commemorative piece. And I should also finish it before, I'm not going to StitchCon. I went to Stitching in the Wild instead. And just because they're so close together and they're very far from me, like if I lived closer, sure, but they're quite far for me to travel. So it's kind of, I go to one or the other. So no StitchCon this year, but look how much I've gotten done on it. So I can't remember quite where we were at. I'm going to have to iron this. I have to remind myself not to forget there's X's on this side too. But I did I did a lot of back stitching. I finished the house. The house is done. It's back stitched and everything. That took a bit of time to finish up the house and put all the back stitching in. That's done. I did some back stitching on this. I know I have a little bit more to do at the top and bottom. I back stitched the bird. I back stitched the heart and put in the needle and the thread. And then you can barely see it, but I put in the needle there. And then there's some back stitching that goes along with it. So my goal is to finish this month. I still have quite a bit to do on it. I'm not sure I will quite make it. What is today? The 22nd. So you can see, so you see this back stitching on the frame there. I have the back stitch through the needle there. And then of course these X's, that will go quick. But over here, you know, I have the scissors. Well, I have back stitching on the cat and the ball of yarn, which shouldn't take too long. I have the scissors to stitch and back stitch, the tomato, the thimble, and the bus, and then the keepsake Cincinnati, and then the sidewalk there, or roadway, whatever that is meant to be. I mean, it's doable. It's just, you know, it'll get there. So that is StitchCon, which I worked on both before the retreat and during the retreat. And then the last one that I worked on during the retreat, which Gary told me to bring, because we were going to work on it together. We just ran out of time. We did not get to work on it together. But Gary, I worked on it. I got like 40 minutes in on it yesterday on Sunday. So not much time, but I brought it because he asked me to. This is Mirabilia Royal Holiday. He is much further along on this than I am. I am still in this like brown and tan part of her dress. And I am stitching this on Neverland Sea by Fabrics by Stephanie, who was also at the retreat. She is lovely. We laughed so hard together. We went to dinner together one night, and it was just, she is a beautiful person, kind and sweet, and we just had so much fun together. So this is where I am at with Royal Holiday. The spot I worked on, just not even an hour at the retreat, was, I think I did some filling down here on this part. So not much to show for it. I mean, see, I'm still in that brown area. But I just got to work on it, you know. This is one of those things. But don't worry, I have a plan, I think, for next year already. Yes. I have a plan for next year on how I'm going to get more work on my mirrors done. I have 2 mirrors right now on the go. So I just got a little bit of work done on that one. And then I think the only piece that I took that I didn't actually work on, let me go back to my notes here. I think I worked on all of them. Oh, I took Kringles because I thought Miss Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch might bring it. I didn't communicate with her either. Like, hey, are you going to bring Kringles? I took Kringles. That was another last minute addition. I took Kringles. I didn't work on it. She didn't bring it, which is completely fine. Again, communication is kind of key. So that is what I got done. I feel like I did pretty well. I got, you know, a good amount of stitching in. I got like 6 hours in the first day. What I loved about the retreat was that it was small enough that you actually got stitching done and conversations, not just like, hi, how are you? Okay, great, moving on. It was really, so I actually got a good amount of stitching done. So I was really, really happy with that. And I did do the stitching room was open till midnight, which is just right for me. Like I'm an evening stitcher, but I don't necessarily stitch like I stay up late, but on a normal day, I finish stitching around 10 or 11, 10:30 really. And then I go and play on my phone. Bad sleep hygiene practices. So that's usually what I do. But it was nice to just stay up and chat with people until midnight. So I did that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to clean up this mess, and I'm going to pull over my Stitchy Kindness and my haul that I did, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm surrounded by stuff. I'm going to start with what we got when we registered, when we signed in, basically, for the retreat. So we got these awesome, of course, green bags that say Stitching in the Wild. They have a nice pocket, zipper, great tote bag. Inside, I thought this was so clever. Oops. I have a little Jackie here. Was a little green garbage can. It's like a little Ort container. I think it's so cute. And they have the little Stitching in the Wild sticker on it. I think this is a great idea. I love that little garbage can. We got a Garan keychain. We got a Stitching in the Wild pen, which is great. We got Rami's Creations Garon Colors skein of floss, which is beautiful with the green and the blue. And then we got some, oh goodness gracious. I made that face because I realized I took 2 of something on accident. Oh, and then we have a little mini bag, which is super cute. Look at that fabric. And then the inside, look at the little sheep. So we got that. Sorry, let me, I don't know. I'm probably going to throw things back in here as a way to kind of keep everything contained, which is the purpose of a bag. Okay, so I'm going to show you some charts we got. So we got this. This is designed by Rami's Creations. It's called Stitching in the Wild. Look at that. How cute is that? Stitching in the Wild. So that's a really cute commemorative piece. We got Fox and Rabbit Stitching in the Wild. Come Party with Frank, it's called. Come Party with Frank. So how fun is that with the little cocktail and the little hand, Stitching in the Wild. Very, very cute. Then we got some freebies, which I'm going to just flash quickly. Stitchy Pros, Holly from Stitchy Pros was also there. Also the sweetest person ever. And I had a lot of fun chatting with her as well. So this first one is called Be Wild Freebie. So I'm just going to kind of flash it. Be Wild. And they were selling, they had a little shop set up. Garon did. Well, a big shop, not a little shop. And they had DMC floss packs for these if you wanted to stitch them right away. And they also had fabric and all that. So that was really nice. And then she also designed one called Hog Wild. And it says Hog Wild for cross stitch. It's really cute. So it's a little pig. So I just want to flash that really quickly. And then Diane McClure did a freebie handed out, which I ended up with two of them. I have multiple things that ended up with 2 of them. I don't know how. So if somebody is missing theirs, please let me know. I didn't mean to take 2. It's Stitching in the Wild with the Garon logo. So there's that. And that was designed, it's just called Wild. So I think, again, these are all really great commemorative pieces. So I'm going to have to, kind of figure out which one do I want to stitch to commemorate it, or all of them. So that was what was in these bags when we registered, which is wonderful. And then people were handing out little freebies to everyone. So I don't even know where to start. And I'm so sorry. I didn't see who handed these out. I wasn't at the table. Well, first of all, let me tell you about these mints that a lot of people had. Genius idea for a stitch and retreat. I just have to tell you. I'm so happy I found that one because I'm like, you're talking and your mouth gets dry and it kind of can get yucky. I was so thankful to have these mints. And I think Dina's table had I think Donna brought them, had a whole bag of them. And I was like, thank you. I didn't even think of that. So future retreats, I'm going to bring a bag of mints. So great. So somebody stitched 100 of these. Or no, I'm sorry, clearly this looks like knitting. It might be a crochet, but it looks like knitting to me. Little mini ore containers for everybody. 100 of these she did for all of us. How sweet is that? And I'm so sorry, I don't know who left this at my table. So if you watch and it was you, please let me know so I can properly thank you, because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. So really cute orc container, and it was in this lovely bag with a mint. So that was really thoughtful. I mean, the amount of time that people took to put these things together. I need to do better next year. That's all I have to say. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the bags. We have discussed that. There was Laura, who joined us from Costa Rica, which was amazing. Make sure her, well, I'll just kind of show, she has a little tag. I'm covering up her phone number, but she brought us candy from Costa Rica. How fun is that? So I haven't tried these yet, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But so that will be fun to enjoy. Let's see. This is the other thing I got 2 of. I love Werther's too, and there's more mints in them. Well, one of them. I ate the mints of the other one. This is the Garon Needle Minder. Garon Toten Bags Needle Minder. I believe... Gina, did you give these? I'm sorry, things kind of got messed up. I think Gina gave these, or the blue magnet that I have on Beautiful Things, she gave that out. I'm not sure. Somebody will help me. I'm sure somebody in the comments will help me, because everything kind of got messed up for me. Okay, Miss Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch handed out these cute little thread cards, her and her little puppy Coco, so that's really cute. So I got several of those, and then she was also handing out Band-Aids. This one has sewing machine on it. I have another one somewhere. It's probably still in my... I haven't unpacked yet, of course, but I just pulled out what I could for the video. But another one that's like a ruler, so like if you get stuck with a needle or something, you can put an appropriate Band-Aid on it. I think that's such a cute idea. I love that. Again, I didn't see who put this. You would get up from your table and walk and talk to somebody, and you come back and there would be like a bunch of things on your table for you, which is super fun. So somebody made this design or stitched it. It looks like a picture of a stitched piece. It's on the back of a playing card, but with a hook, so a great like thread holder. So I love that. So thank you to whoever made that. Holly went around handing out her thread drops of her bee sampler. And on the back is the make number brand, or the name number brand. And then look at this little cute yellow ribbon and a cute little bee charm. So thank you, Holly, for sharing that with us. Your goodness. Again, I don't know who left this on our table, but there's a cute little, it's hard to see in the video, but I think it's like a little crown for the Garon logo. It has a little crown on it. So again, I don't know who left this. This is just sitting at my desk, so let me know if that was you, or my desk, my table. So let me know if that was you. Gina, I think, gave these out, gloves and a bottle. I've heard this is great stuff, especially if you work with silks. Like it says wash hands, skin, dry, apply a small amount, work well, and allow to dry completely. Reapply every 4 hours for continued protection. Makes an invisible shield that helps protect your skin. So it would protect like the floss. Like if your skin is a little dry and you're working with like silks or something. She swears by it. I'm pretty sure that was Gina that handed that out. Jackie from, where are you from? Edmonds, Washington, I believe, was working on these at the retreat and then handing them out to everybody. Look how cute they are. And they say SITW, Stitching in the Wild 2023 in Gary Green. Whoops, sorry. So that is fun. That is super fun to hang your floss on. I got another packet of candy and goodies. Maybe something else is in this. I'm not sure. You know how things get when you pack it up. Okay. Then somebody, again, I don't know who, somebody had a bowl full of stickers that they were passing around, and they just said, help yourself. So I got a bunch of, 4 stickers. One says, keep your distance, which I thought was funny. And in contrast to that, one says, be kind. One says, I'd rather be in bed. And this one says, we can do hard things. So whoever brought those stickers, thank you. That was really fun. They were all different, and you just could like look through them, grab the ones you wanted. So I did that. One of the things my friend Candy, who was my roommate, she got me was this beautiful pendant that says makes her own rules. And I love that. I think that's so very sweet. So thank you so much, Candy. And there's more from Candy coming here in a moment. I think that's all the like table goodies that people gave out that I received anyway. I mean, if I find more like at the bottom of my luggage or something, I will definitely let you know. Oh, somebody also gave us these little scissors, which I haven't actually tried yet, but they have a nice, tiny, great for travel, and they have this sheath on them. So that is also very fun. I don't know who gave those either. So thank you to whoever gave those out. So that was the freebies. Now, and the bag for registration. So now I'm going to do Stitchy Kindness. And then I'll do haul. So Stitchy Kindness, as you know, Stitchers are some of the most generous people I think that are out there. So I showed you the needle minder I got from Devi that was mailed to me before I got it right before I left for my trip. So I get to the retreat, and Miss Linda, here, I'm going to just show this because her contact info is on the other side of the card. Linda Keith, Stitcher, occasional designer, and Flosstube fan. I think it's so cute. Gave me this beautiful card. This is a beautiful picture. She is from the Twin Cities in Minnesota, so this is a very Minnesota picture. I think that's beautiful. And she had this beautiful box, all nicely wrapped up with daisy ribbon, which I did save. It's in my suitcase. And she said, "Oh, it's just a little something." And she wrote a lovely note inside, just such a beautiful note. And she made this for me. Are you even? And traveled with it from Minnesota to Fort Lauderdale. Are you even kidding me right now? Look how beautiful. It's daisies, if you couldn't tell. It has daisies on there. It's like an ornament. So I'm going to have to hang it up in my craft room. Look at the little daisy thing in the middle there. There's a little bit of cross stitching on there. There's, I don't know if this is folded and sewn, I assume. I don't know how this is made, but it is beautiful, beautiful ornament. Look at all that work and thought. And Linda, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to you. I was looking for you, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to you. I was looking for you, and I missed it, but thank you so much. I truly, this is just such a beautiful, you're so talented. Like, my gosh, it's beautiful. So I can't wait to hang that in my craft room. I think I'm going to hang it from my shelf, right? Because it's a little 3D, so it can hang there. And I don't think the cats will bother it. You know, they're older now, and so they aren't as enticed by hanging things as maybe they were when they were younger. So that was from Linda. So Linda, thank you so, so much for that. That was beautiful. And then some other goodies from my roomie, Candy. She made me this heart. She was so funny. She's like, well, I just collect things, you know, throughout the year, and then I bring them to you when I see you once a year. And I'm like, that sounds great. She made a bunch of these at Valentine's Day, and I'm like, oh, those are really pretty. And so she made me one, and I love it. It reminds me of my friend Candy. So thank you, Candy. And then I think she said she didn't make these, but she bought these from someone. These, she's like, well, they have cats on them. I had to. So these are like little thread beds. And I don't know, there's no tag or anything, so I don't know who made them. But really, really sweet and so thoughtful of Candy. And then here's another one with Christmas kitties. And it's a little different inside, but I mean, I use these all the time, every time I stitch. So these will get great use. So thank you so much, Candy, for that. Oh, well, that's not all. We're not done with Candy yet. Again, I come back to my desk. She had put this on my desk. This is Polar Bear Peak by Hands On Designs. These are so cute. They were selling them in the Garan shop there that they had. And I don't know. It's just so cute. I just love it. I don't know how she knew that. I was kind of eyeing them. Like, there's a series of them. And I was kind of eyeing them. I don't think I told her. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do it right now. It's the Polar Plunge series. But she got me one, so I'm so excited to stitch on this. So thank you, Sweet Candy. And then she brought me some charts, which I love. So this one I'm going to have to flash. This one is called, it's by Kitty and Me Designs. It's called Autumn Blackwork Cat. It looks like she found it online. But it's the chart. So, like, I have been wanting to try blackwork, but she said, so I know you've been wanting to try it. This one's a cat. It's small. It's 52 by 47. It got a little bent in the when I was traveling, but I'll just flash it. Isn't that cute? And the little pumpkins there. So she brought me that. And then she brought me this from a magazine. June. Oh, hopefully I didn't show the back. So look at that cute kitty with the beautiful flowers. Daisies. I think those are daisies. They're beautiful. So she brought me that chart. And then she brought me this, which I think also was from a magazine. Yeah, well, it was because it says September on it. And she's like, it just reminded me of you. It's called, I don't know what it's called. September. Look at that. I love it. Love it, love it, love it so much. So thank you so much, Candy, for thinking of me and for bringing those to me. You are so very sweet and generous, and you know how much I love you. Well, I don't know if you actually know, but I do love you. And perfect roommate, perfect roommate. We got up at 6 every day to go get coffee together. We would walk to Starbucks together. She let me complain about the heat and the humidity. But yeah, she's just the best. We work really well together as roommates, so that was fun. Okay. So next up, my friend Andrea brought me these from Becky, who I met. Becky and Andrea are really good friends. They go to a lot of retreats together. I got to meet Becky, and Becky watches my Flosstubes. I got to meet Becky last year at StitchCon, so that was really fun. And I'd picked up last year at StitchCon from the freebie table a chart of, it's by Valerie Pfeiffer, and it's called Trios. It's a little bird chart. She's like, well, I have a couple at home that I'm not going to stitch. So Andrea brought these for me to add to that collection. So look at these little birds sitting pretty. And then this one is the blues. So I'm going to have to stitch these. So now I think I have 3 of them. I don't, excuse me, it just says one of a series of cross-stitch designs from the paintings of Valerie Pfeiffer. So I don't know how many there are, but really, really cute. I know Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches is doing a bird wall. I'm not necessarily doing a bird wall, but these are really, really cute. So I'm definitely going to be stitching those. So thank you for bringing those, Andrea. And then, okay. So then I got this beautiful card from Miss Dina and Miss Donna, her friend, my friend Donna. Beautiful card. And they worked together to make me this placemat for stitching. Look at that fabric. It's beautiful, and you have a place for your scissors and accoutrement and a pen or highlighter. Beautiful. I love it. It was a joint effort, and I love both of them so much. I got so much time to spend with them, and I'm so grateful. And ladies, I just adore and I love you. I have not laughed. I don't know the last time I laughed. Tears in my eyes just from various people. I laughed so hard this weekend. I honestly don't know the last time I laughed that hard. There is another piece to this that they have to take back home because I guess it broke in transit, and they're going to fix and then send to me. But so I'll show that when it comes in, but isn't this beautiful? And then the back is black. So it's a great oh, and in one of these pockets, I forgot. I almost didn't see it because it's the same fabric. So you pull that out, right? And it's like a needle book. So everything you need is right here in this little mat. And I think it's beautiful. And I think your stitching, your sewing is beautiful, and your finishing, ladies, is beautiful. So thank you to both of you. I loved it. I just loved it. So that is you know, I'm going to treasure these things because these things they're useful, but they're also from dear friends of mine. You know what I mean? Okay, so next, at my table, oh, I dropped something. I'll have to get that later. At my table was Shelly from Oh My Ada, who I've been watching for a while, and she has sent me other bags in the past, but she brought project bags to share with people. And so this is one that she brought. Something happened with the magnet. Oh, was I holding it upside down? No, I wasn't. Something happened. Oh, it's supposed to go. This is what I'm having trouble. Okay, so it goes this way. This is user error. Something happened with the magnet, and she's like, I tried it both ways, and it didn't work for some reason. So I'm just going to put a little piece of Velcro on it, and it's going to be fine. But look at that. And the quilting that she did on it, and then here's the back with the bird. Look at these beautiful, beautiful colors. Let me show you. So pretty with the flowers and the colors. And then, get this, on the inside, look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Shelly, you are so talented. And there's a zipper, and there's like, you know, a pocket here and a zipper over here. Oh, I'm not doing, oh, there we go. You know, so you can put things in there. So very, very beautiful, beautiful bags. I always love her bags when she makes them. She doesn't sell them, but so thank you for that, Shelly. And then she gave me another one of one of my favorite fruits. I love fruit in general, but watermelon. Look at this fun summer bag. And look at this little, it's watermelon seeds. I think that's so cute and funny. And so it just like that. And then the inside it's similar layout, just different fabric. So look at the watermelon seeds. And then that beautiful fabric and beautiful sewing on this, Shelly. You're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, and I'll link her Flosstube down below. I'll link Candy's Flosstube. I'll link Miss Nina's Flosstube down below so that you can go check them out if you haven't already. So then, as if all this isn't enough, so then they had several drawings. They had a fundraiser for St. Jude. So I bought a bunch of tickets thinking I would win everything. I actually won twice, which is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. So the first thing I won is from my new friend Holly, Stitchy Pros, the Honey Craftsman Sampler. This is the bee sampler. How cute is that? It says, busy bees bustling to each fragrant flower, small honey craftsman. And then I had her sign it. So we are going to do a SAL starting September 1. So if you would like this, I think I should check and see if make sure it's available. But you have plenty of time to get this and kit it up. September 1, we will start this as a SAL. The Honey Craftsman Sampler. And I'll come up with a hashtag and all that. And along with that, I got the needle minder, also by Stitchy Pros. Isn't that cute? They're like two bees. Looks like they're sharing a cup of coffee or something to me. So I think that's really cute. So September 1, go buy the Honey Craftsman Sampler by Stitchy Pros, and let's have a start along. The second thing I won was, again, by Laura from Costa Rica. I won a thing of Costa Rican coffee. I so can't wait to try this. So this will be fun. And then a bag of Costa Rican chocolates, which I realized I left on one of the tables there when I was packing everything. Like I actually shared with people. I don't know what came over me, but I was in I had a moment of sharing. And so I was sharing with, excuse me, whoever wanted to. And there weren't much left. They were very good. There was dark chocolate with like fruit filling. They were so delicious, and each one was a different flavor. So very good. And so I won that as well. So, I mean, seriously, people are so generous, with their time, right? They, I had several people come up and tell me that they don't necessarily comment on my videos, but they watch them, which I appreciate so much. Their handiwork that they share, just the fact that they like Candy saw a chart and thought of me, like it just means so much to me. Get Flosstube itchy nose when I start getting sentimental. And I just, I got to spend time with Joy Lisa, who I told her this too. I was like, as soon as we met, it was just like, I've known you my whole life. I have known you my whole life. It's just, there's just, I don't know. It was just amazing. But that's not all. So I'm going to clear this away and then pull out my haul and the few things that I got from the freebie table that was there. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. So let me start with what I got from the freebie table. The freebie table, it's a smaller event, so it was quite small, which was kind of nice because then you actually got to see everything. So I did get a few things. So first up is this kit called Needle Treasures. It's called How Far I Roam. And this is what it looks like. I think it's very, very pretty. And the saying is, no matter where I travel or just how far I roam, there's just no other place quite as nice as home. And I'm a homebody. I love being home. So I really like that. And it comes with everything. I'll probably change out the fabric. I might even change out the floss. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it. But everything you need is here in this kit. So if you left this on the table, thank you. I love it. I picked it up. I'm going to give it a good home. The next thing, I'm a sucker for like a series of like seasonal series. So I got the series. This is Fall, Spring, Summer, Winter Samplings by the Nutmeg Needle. I'm trying to look for a date on here. Because this is definitely, I don't know. Oh, 1996. Okay. So here's the fall one. Everything I was drawn to has hardanger in it. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to see in that picture. But it's a lot of specialty stitches, hardanger, that type of thing. And then here's spring. I just thought these were cute little pieces. Spring with the little buttons. Obviously I don't expect that those buttons are around anymore, but I could find something. This is summer. The honeybee. And this is the winter one. Okay. And then somebody put up a Care Bears ABC. I really liked Care Bears when I was little. I don't necessarily think I'll use the ABCs, but I'm hoping to be able, here, let me show you. I'm hoping to be able to like pull some of the actual Care Bears. Like I could pull this out and put a tree in place of the D or something. You know what I mean? Like, look at that one. That's Funshine Bear, by the way. Like, they're just so fun, and not so much for the alphabet. Like, that would be super easy, right? Like, Lucky, is that his name? Lucky Bear? I can't remember. He's just swinging. Excuse me. So, like, I'm so excited about this. This is total, like, nostalgia. So I'm hoping to be able to kind of modify some of these. Look, he's fishing for hearts. How cute is that? I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it, but I'm like, Care Bear patterns? Yes, please. And then this is Care Bear Cousins, which I think was a bit after my time. But, it was free. So, again, if you left these, thank you. They came home with me. Okay, yeah. So, here's Care Bear Cousin, which I don't know as much about. So, I might do this as a giveaway. just because I don't, but I just thought they were cute. So that's what's in that. Care Bear Cousins. And then look at the back. Cute. And then the other piece I got, again with Hardanger, this is called Joy to the World. This is by Cross and Patch. Look how beautiful that is. If I learn how to do Hardanger, this piece is going to be gorgeous. It just says Joy. It's really light. It says To the World there. And again, I'm looking for a date. 1991. Emily Bishop, 1991. But something this beautiful just stands the test of time. I mean, that doesn't look outdated at all to me. It looks just beautiful. So I picked up that. So that is what I got off the freebie table. So thank you to those of you who brought those great finds. I love them. Okay, now we're going to do haul. So I'm going to back up for a second. I'm kind of going back and forth here. While I was in Fort Collins visiting my family, I had a very special friend who, again, I feel like I've known forever, who lives, I don't know, it's like an hour and 10 minutes from Fort Collins, and was like, why don't we meet at the Colorado Cross Stitcher? And then we can actually meet in person. Jessie, you may see her around on the Facebook groups, on the Zooms, that type of thing. I am so mad at myself. I texted her afterwards. I'm like, we did not get a selfie together. How did we forget that? We immediately started chatting and did not stop. I had about an hour, and then we had to go do, some family stuff. But it was so much fun to meet her. I got to meet her daughter, who was also going to be a senior at Colorado State, where my niece just graduated from. So that was fun to chat with her a little bit. And we just walked around. They opened the shop. They're not usually open when we were able to meet, but they're there, working. They're like, yeah, come on. We got an appointment, so to speak. They're like, just knock, and when you get here, and come on in. And so we were able to shop. So I did some damage. Did do some damage. A lot of this is Jessie's fault. And if I had a selfie of Jessie and I would put it in here. But I'm going to blame Jessie for all of this. So first up is, this is Fragments of Time 2023. This is the second one. It's called, is it called Berlin Woolwork? I'm not sure. But I thought this little reindeer was so cute. So cute. So I picked up that. That was like a last minute, impulse buy at the register, you know what I mean? This one is called Home Tweet Home by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I don't have a lot of spring, and I just thought this was really cute, and it's just small. 47 by 41 DMC. So I thought that was really cute. I got this little kitty cat sticker, which is darling. Okay. Oh, okay. So I got Quaker Christmas 2 Songs of the Season by Bygone Stitches. I have wanted this one for a while, so I did pick it up there. It was the last one they actually had. I want to do this, so it's hard to tell in the picture, but it's green and red. I want to do it all in a red silk, so I'm going to find a red silk and do that. I saw somebody working on it recently who did it all in red. It was gorgeous. It's huge, of course. It's 240 by 350 stitches. But I think it's beautiful. It's Quakers and Christmas carols. Yeah, I'm going to do that one. All right, this next one is by Moho Stitches. It is called In the Library. So I picked this one up. And I've been in the Garon. It calls for Cottage Garden Threads, which is fun. I think Garon either has a thread pack or they can put a thread pack together. I'm going to look through my threads of the month and see what I have and then just order from Garon the ones I don't have, if any. You know what I mean? I don't know what's included, but I think this is such a beautiful piece. There's a kitty cat there. There's some plants. It's a bookshelf. I just think it's beautiful. And then I also got a fat quarter of Platinum Belfast linen by Weeks Dye Works. Because I thought it went well. The called for is 36 count baked clay by Fox and Rabbit, which I didn't see there, but I thought this was pretty close. So I got the fabric to stitch that up. So that is what I got with Jessie, and that was our first time meeting. So it was like a preview to the retreat almost, because I got to meet Jessie. So that was so much fun. And like I said, we just chatted like we've known each other our whole lives, and it was so fun. So thank you, Jessie, for making the drive up, or thank you to your daughter for driving you up and back. Excuse me. I don't know what is going on with my throat today. Okay. So that was pre-retreat. At the retreat, I did so they had a shop set up. The shop opened, I can't remember, on, I think Friday was the first day. The retreat started at 8 a.m. Thursday, which I actually really, really liked, because then I felt like I got 4 full days. I mean, I wasn't there all day on Sunday. It closed at 5. I think we left about 3 on Sunday, but I'm like, wow, I'm getting 4 full days. So I really like that. So their shop, they have just certain hours it was open, like 9 to 11, 4 to 6, a couple of the days, or 3 days, I think it was open. And so it wasn't open all the time that the retreat was going on, which was fine because there's only 2 of them, right? But it worked out really well. But so they did, this is really fun. So Thursday night, they did their welcome and introductions and all that on Thursday evening. And they said, for those of you who want a tour of the shop, we'll take you on a tour of the shop. You can't buy anything, but you can see what we have. So come Thursday morning when the shop opened, you kind of have an idea of what you want to get, especially the first day the shop is open where things might be a little bit limited. So I went to the tour, and there was one thing in particular that I was like, I might actually fall into my grave if I don't get this item. Well, of course, it's the same item that everybody would fall into their grave if they didn't get it. They had Winnie the Pooh. So they brought bags. They had Garon bags, and grime guards and all this great stuff, and charts and great stuff. They had about, I think, 3 Winnie the Pooh bags that were Winnie the Pooh material. And I was like, I want it. I need it. I have to have it. Well, everybody else wanted it too. So I'm like, okay, here's my strategy. I'm going to go wait in line Friday morning before the shop opens. I'm going to start the line. I'm going to be first in line. I'm going to make a beeline, grab my Winnie the Pooh bag. Well, by the time I got in line, which is about half an hour before the shop opened, there were already 4 or 5 people ahead of me. And I'm like, doing the math. And everyone's like, well, what do you want to get? What are you here for? I'm like, I can't tell you what I'm here for because you might think that's a great idea and then grab it and there won't be any left for me. So I'm not going to tell you what I'm here for. And then I was sitting next to my dear friend, again, like all of you who like I feel like I've known you my whole life. And so Karen was sitting next to me and we start chatting and she's like, oh my gosh, she just cracked me up. We were just laughing and laughing and laughing. She was ahead of me in line though. And I'm like, I'm laughing with the enemy here because what if she like gets the last bag, right? And she's like, well, I could get you a bag. She's like, I could grab a bag for you. She's like, I'm doing it for somebody else. She's like, so because I'm ahead of you, I could just grab 2 bags and then give you one and give the other one to the other person. And I'm like, really? You would do that? This isn't a scam? And she's like, no. I was like, well, what do you want from me? Like, what can I grab for you? She's like, nothing. Just go get your grime guard, your matching grime guard. And I'm like, this seems a little suspicious. But you guys, she's legit. She did it. Okay. So, and after that, she became my friend instead of my enemy. So let me show you what I got at their shop. And I went back, a few times just to make sure I had everything. But this is everything all together. Okay, so here's the Winnie the Pooh grime guard, which I know is hard to see the fabric. But there are only 2 of these, and I got one. It's 11 by 11, which is my favorite size. And then here is the coveted Winnie the Pooh bag. Isn't that darling? At the back. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And again, everybody knows how Ronnie lines everything up so it fits perfectly. And then the inside is that beautiful striped fabric. Miss Linda, who made me this beautiful ball, I felt bad because she's like, I wanted the Winnie the Pooh bag, and she got 2 of the minis. There were no more minis when I went in there and looked, which is fine. I got the big bag and then the matching grime guard. Love it, love it, love it. I am so thrilled to have that. And we were joking about competition, but really everybody was very, very nice. Probably except for me. I was I was like, I need that Winnie the Pooh bag. And then they had this beautiful, there were several of these left. Like, they made a lot of them, I think. This beautiful butterfly bag, which reminds me of my friend Candy, because the butterflies are purple and she loves butterflies. And my friend EJ, too, who is beautiful butterflies and purple. And the inside is this. So I got that. And the matching grime guard. I have needed new grime guards for a while. And I did get the mini of the butterfly bag. So that I got. This is an 11 by 17 grime guard. They also had these project bags there. I didn't get one. I'm kind of regretting that now, but that's okay. It's like a purple with bee and flowers on it. So I needed more 11 by 17. So I got this one to add to my stash. And then I kept going back and like picking up a grime guard. I got this beautiful 11 by 11 one that's just pink flowers. And then I got this yellow check one, 11 by 11 as well. So that's the bag and grime guards. And then they had 2 exclusives that were there for the retreat. And one is by Ink Circles, called Sand and Sun. I'm just covering up the price there. I thought this was a beautiful kind of, again, commemorative piece. It comes with the floss, you can see, and this beautiful witch-old. I got the 32 count linen. It's called Touch of Peach. It's very peachy, but it's very, very fun. Fun colors, so I'm excited for that. Again, I don't know when I'm going to start it, but again, I'm thinking commemorative piece. And this other one is by Teresa Koga. It's called Sunshine and Blooms. It says, my heart sings with sunshine and blooms. I probably won't put the words in. I might put like Stitching in the Wild there or something, or just leave out, or put another saying in or something. Because I'm not a very sunshiny person. You know what I mean? Like, sunshine is not my favorite thing. And then there were no more kits left, so it came as a kit, but I could buy the pieces individually. So this is a piece of Grandma's Slip by Extrude Designs, 32 count, that goes with that Sunshine and Blooms piece. And then I got the thread pack, which is DMC and Classic Colorworks and some weeks. So I got that, which is another exclusive. And then, okay, Jan of Jan Hicks Creates showed this as a new design that she created. I am not a patriotic stitcher. I have never stitched a patriotic piece, but I saw this and I was like, I think I need to stitch patriotic. So this is E Pluribus Unum, out of many one. Whew, out of many one. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I love it. So I got that chart was there. And I'm just going to pull up on my phone what she said, because I was texting with her about it. And just was like, this is beautiful. And, okay, so if you want this or have bought it, have it in your stash, there will be a sale that's going to be starting for it. I am not hosting it. They're not quite sure yet when it will start. One idea was July 4th, and the other was for Juneteenth. The hashtag will be E Pluribus Unum Sal. I'll try to remember to put that hashtag down here. So keep your eyes and ears open for that sale if you are interested. The other patriotic piece that I want is One Nation. It's that giant one with all the state names. 3 or 4 people had it at the retreat and they were showing it, and I think it's gorgeous. So I kind of want to stitch. I want to get that. I don't have that in my stash yet, but I want to get it, and eventually we'll stitch that one as well. Okay, and then as you know, Stephanie from Fabrics by Stephanie was there with her fabrics. So I was very reserved. I got 2 pieces. of linen. Are they both linen? Yes, they are both linen. 32 count. This one is called Jaded. Oh my gosh, look how gorgeous. It's showing up. It's more green in person. It really is like jade. It's showing up more blue on the camera. But it is like beautiful turquoise. It's very blue. It's more green in real life. It's gorgeous. It's very like underwater tropical sea. I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on that. It just needs to be my stash. And then the other one I got is Abyss, also 32 count linen. It's like a dark gray charcoal color. So that is beautiful as well. And I think that is everything that I purchased. So I did pretty well. Okay. So the other things I'm going to insert at the end here. So one thing I'm going to insert is a bunch of pictures that I got with lovely, lovely people. So I want to insert kind of like a slideshow of pictures. And then I'm going to follow that with the brag table, which is beautiful, beautiful works that were shared at the brag table. I'm going to insert a brief video of the Smalls Exchange. I did not participate in it, but again, so many talented people. So there's a brief video of a Smalls Exchange. There's a brief video somewhere in there of a piece that Gary stitched, like their logo, and had everybody stitch in their initials. So that's super fun. So I did just a quick video of that as well, so you could kind of see it after a lot of people had stitched their initials in. I think that's everything that's coming up at the end here. Yeah. So this week, quick plans. I don't know. I'm gonna get my bearings. I am gonna stitch. It'll be a surprise for next week what I'm gonna work on, and I'm gonna edit this, eat a little lunch, let it upload while I go take a nap. So, thank you so much for watching and listening if you made it this far. A huge thank you. I can't tell you enough to everyone who I got to meet and chat with. I just loved it. I loved every moment, and you are all so, super special to me. So, thank you again, everyone, and I will see you next week. Bye.